You seek many things: success, peace, respect, freedom, and you wonder why they feel distant, as if life withholds them just beyond your reach. Yet the truth is quieter and far more demanding. Nothing outside you is delayed. It is your inner order that decides when the world responds. Life does not reward desperation, noise, or impatience. It moves toward those who are steady, grounded, and governed from within. The mind that learns to stand firm amid uncertainty gains a rare advantage. When you no longer argue with what you cannot control, your energy stops leaking. When you cease begging outcomes to arrive, you become someone they must answer to. This is not magic, nor wishful thinking. It is discipline applied so deeply that circumstances rearrange themselves without force. What follows is not a promise of ease without effort, but a path where effort becomes precise and unnecessary struggle falls away. These laws were forged for those who refuse to be ruled by impulse, fear, or hunger for approval. Learn them, live them, and you will notice something subtle but undeniable. Life begins to move toward you, not because you demand it, but because you are finally ready to receive it. Desire is often misunderstood as something to be pursued aggressively, as though life were a thing to be chased down and conquered. Yet the more frantically a person reaches outward, the more scattered their strength becomes. Wanting too loudly creates inner disorder, and disorder clouds judgment. When the mind is restless, even the right opportunities pass unnoticed. What you seek does not flee from you. It waits for you to become steady enough to meet it without trembling. Inner alignment begins when a person learns to govern their responses rather than their circumstances. You cannot command the world to bend, but you can command yourself to stand straight within it. The moment your thoughts stop pulling in opposite directions, your actions gain weight. A calm mind does not rush, yet it moves with certainty. This is where power quietly gathers, not in bursts of excitement, but in consistency and restraint. Most frustration comes from wanting results without harmony between thought, word, and action. When you say one thing, believe another, and act from fear, life answers with confusion. But when intention, effort, and acceptance move together, resistance dissolves. You no longer waste energy arguing with reality or resenting its pace. You act where action is required, and you endure where endurance is demanded. This balance is rare, and because it is rare, it draws outcomes naturally. Alignment also requires releasing the illusion that happiness is postponed until desire is fulfilled. A person who believes fulfillment lies only in the future lives in constant poverty of spirit, but one who is content in conduct regardless of outcome walks with quiet wealth. From that state, desire loses its sharp edge. It becomes direction, not desperation. Life responds differently to direction than it does to need. When you are aligned within, rejection no longer humiliates you, delay no longer angers you, and success no longer intoxicates you. You remain the same in victory and restraint. This steadiness is felt by others, by circumstances, by the rhythm of events themselves. Opportunities trust the composed mind. Responsibility seeks out the disciplined soul. What once felt distant begins to appear without pursuit, because you are no longer scattered. You are centered, and from the center, everything approaches in its proper time. To rule oneself is a task far heavier than ruling others, yet it is the only form of power that cannot be taken away. Many mistake control for dominance, believing strength is proven through force, persuasion, or visibility, but such power depends on the weakness of others and collapses the moment resistance appears. Self-command, however, stands alone. It requires no witness, no approval, and no applause. It is exercised in silence, in moments where impulse demands obedience and the disciplined mind refuses. The untrained self is easily ruled by appetite, comfort, and fear. A single insult can derail a day. A fleeting pleasure can undo years of effort, and uncertainty can paralyze action. This is not fate's cruelty, but a lack of internal governance. When emotion dictates behavior, the mind becomes a servant to circumstance. True authority begins when reaction is delayed and examined. In that pause, choice is born, and with choice comes freedom. Control of the self does not mean suppression or denial of feeling. It means knowing which feelings deserve attention and which must be allowed to pass without command. Anger may arise, but it need not speak. Desire may appear, but it need not rule. Fear may whisper, but it need not decide. The disciplined mind listens without surrendering. Over time, this practice reshapes character, turning chaos into order and weakness into resolve. Such mastery creates a presence that others sense immediately. A person who is not easily provoked becomes difficult to manipulate. A person who is not desperate for pleasure cannot be bought. A person who accepts loss without collapse cannot be threatened. This is why inner control becomes outward power. without raising your voice. Without asserting dominance, you occupy space differently. Your words carry weight because they are chosen, not spilled. Life responds to this kind of strength with trust. Responsibility is given to those who prove they can carry themselves. Opportunity appears for those who do not crumble under uncertainty. Even adversity behaves differently toward the composed mind, offering lessons instead of wounds. When you govern your thoughts, your actions follow with precision, and your path narrows into clarity. Each act of self-control compounds quietly. Every resisted impulse strengthens the next resistance. Every measured response sharpens judgment. Over time, the world no longer needs to be controlled, because you are. In mastering the self, you stand unshaken, while events arrange themselves around your steadiness, responding not to force but to unbreakable inner command. Calm is often mistaken for passivity, as though a composed person lacks ambition or hunger. In truth, calm discipline is the opposite of weakness. It is strength that has learned restraint. When the mind is settled, it wastes nothing. Thought becomes deliberate, speech becomes measured, and action becomes precise. This precision creates authority that does not need to announce itself. It is felt in the way a person moves through difficulty without noise or complaint. Discipline gives calm its structure. Without discipline, calm is fragile and easily broken by stress or temptation. With it, calm becomes reliable. A disciplined person rises when they have committed to rise, acts when action is required, and rest without guilt. They do not negotiate with laziness or emotion. This consistency builds trust within the self, and that trust becomes confidence that does not rely on external validation. Invisible authority is born when you no longer react impulsively to the world's turbulence, while others rush to defend their pride, explain their motives, or demand recognition. The disciplined mind remains silent and observant. Silence, when chosen, unsettles chaos. It forces others to reveal themselves while you conserve strength. In such moments, influence shifts without effort. People listen more closely to those who speak less but act decisively. Calm discipline also sharpens perception. When emotion no longer clouds judgment, reality appears as it is, not as fear or desire paints it. This clarity allows you to choose battles wisely, avoiding needless struggle while committing fully to what matters. You stop scattering energy on distractions and concentrate it where it can do real work. Over time, this focus compounds, producing results that appear effortless to those who do not see the daily restraint behind them. Authority earned this way does not demand obedience. It invites it. Others sense stability and are drawn to it, especially in uncertain times. In environments of panic and noise, the composed individual becomes an anchor. Decisions made from calm are rarely regretted because they are not rushed. They are aligned with principle rather than mood. Life itself seems to respond to disciplined calm. Obstacles lose their urgency, delays lose their sting, and setbacks become manageable. You no longer need to force outcomes or chase approval. Your steadiness does the work for you. When you are unshaken, situations adjust. When you are composed, opportunities feel safer approaching you. This quiet power grows unnoticed, shaping circumstances slowly but decisively, until control no longer looks like effort, but like presence that commands without speaking. Detachment is often misunderstood as indifference, as though to detach is to stop caring. In reality, it is the sharpening of care, not its removal. When a person loosens their grip on outcomes, their attention returns to what is truly theirs to command. Obsession blurs vision, but distance clarifies it. By stepping back from constant wanting, the mind regains its balance and sees paths that desperation would have hidden. Attachment binds effort to expectation, and expectation breeds anxiety. When every action is tied to a specific result, the fear of failure begins to poison intention. Detachment breaks this chain. You act because action is right, not because reward is guaranteed. In doing so, effort becomes lighter and more focused. The mind stops rehearsing disappointment and starts executing with calm accuracy. This clarity strengthens focus. Without emotional clutter, distractions lose their appeal. Praise no longer inflates the ego and criticism no longer wounds it. Both become information rather than identity. The detached mind listens, learns, and moves on without lingering resentment or pride. This neutrality allows progress without internal resistance, conserving energy that would otherwise be wasted on reaction. Detachment also restores dignity. A person who does not cling cannot be easily shaken. When you are not desperate to be seen, approved, or rewarded, your presence becomes steadier. Others sense this composure and respond differently. Negotiations shift. Respect deepens. You are no longer pleading with circumstances. You are meeting them on equal ground. Ironically, what is released often returns in a purer form. When you stop chasing recognition, recognition arrives without demand. When you loosen your grip on success, success feels safer approaching you. This is not because the world conspires in your favor, but because your behavior changes. You become patient, consistent, and reliable. Life favors those qualities over noise and urgency. Detachment does not remove ambition. It refines it. Desire remains, but it no longer controls the hand that acts. You work without strain, wait without bitterness, and accept without collapse. Each moment is handled fully, then released. This rhythm creates momentum that feels natural rather than forced. As focus sharpens, effort becomes efficient. You no longer fight imagined futures or regret imagined losses. You stand in the present, where all real power exists. From this position, progress is steady. Mistakes are instructive and growth is inevitable. What once felt like effortful pursuit transforms into quiet alignment, where outcomes emerge not because they are demanded, but because nothing within you pushes them away. Many believe abundance is something to be acquired, stored, or displayed, as though life measures worth by accumulation alone. Yet abundance begins long before anything is gained. It forms in the way a person carries themselves when nothing is promised. One who acts with integrity regardless of reward already lives in richness of character. This inner sufficiency changes how the world responds, because neediness is loud but quiet confidence is unmistakable. When a person no longer begs life for validation, their actions become cleaner and more deliberate. They choose paths based on principle rather than applause. This independence is rare, and rarity attracts opportunity. Those who do not chase approval tend to earn respect, because their choices are not easily swayed. They are trusted with responsibility, because they do not treat success as a means to soothe insecurity. True abundance follows conduct, not craving. When behavior is disciplined and motives are clear, results arrive as a byproduct. The person who works diligently without obsession creates value naturally. They are not frantic for outcomes, so they are patient with process. This patience allows skill to deepen, judgment to sharpen, and consistency to take root. Over time, such a person becomes reliable, and reliability draws opportunity without request. Releasing the habit of begging also strengthens resilience. When failure occurs, it does not feel like personal rejection. When success arrives, it does not become an identity to protect. Both are treated as events, not verdicts. This emotional balance prevents collapse in loss and arrogance in gain. Life, sensing this steadiness, offers greater challenges and greater rewards, knowing they will be handled with care. Abundance also grows from gratitude that is practiced, not performed. A person who recognizes sufficiency in effort, learning, and progress moves through life with composure. They are not constantly comparing their path to another's, nor measuring their worth against external markers. This freedom from comparison clears mental space, allowing creativity and insight to emerge. As inner richness expands, outer resources tend to follow, not always immediately and not always in expected forms, but steadily and sustainably. People are drawn to those who are not grasping, because they feel safe, grounded, and purposeful. Collaboration becomes easier. Trust forms quickly. Opportunities arise without negotiation. The one who no longer pleads with life stands upright within it. Their actions signal readiness rather than hunger. From that posture, abundance feels less like something chased and more like something that arrives naturally, shaped by consistency, restraint, and a quiet confidence that needs no permission to exist.